conducting this interview on behalf of Unity Hospice. Today we are interviewing Harold Sommer. The date is August 21st, 2017, and this interview is being conducted in Byron, Illinois. The purpose of this interview is to record the veteran experience of Harold Sommer for the Veterans History Project. All right, Harold, can you please tell me your full name?
Harold Wayne Sommer.
Okay. And your date of birth?
4/8/25.
What branch of service did you serve in?
Army.
And what was the highest rank that you attained?
Corporal.
Corporate?
Corporal, yeah. T5 it was, but it's corporal.
T5, okay.
Yeah.
And what war did you serve during?
World War II.
Perfect. Harold, where were you born?
I was born in Minnesota.
Okay. And what are the names of your parents?
Edmund and Della Sommer.
Okay. What did they do for a living?
Farming.
They both were farmers?
Yeah.
All right. Did your mom stay home and take care of the kids too?
Yeah.
Yeah? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I had 4 brothers and 1 sister.
Wow. What were their names?
Alvin, Marvin, Marion, Virgil, Harold, and Carl.
All right. Did any of them join the military?
Yes.
They did. Which ones?
Let's see. They both, let's see. Alvin was in and Carl was in. That was it.
Okay. Did they go Army as well?
Yeah.
Yeah? The whole family full of Army.
Yeah, right.
What about your dad or your grandpa? Were any of them in the military?
No.
No? Okay. All right. And tell me a little bit about what you were doing before you entered the service.
Well, when I was at home with my folks, they were farming and I was helping them on the farm.
Oh, okay. What kind of stuff did you do?
Oh, took care of the livestock, did put crops in, helped with the harvest,
Okay.
harvest the crops, and let's see, and then odds and ends, different things that came up that had to be done.
Okay. Did you enjoy that work?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you did.
very much.
Did your brothers and sisters help on the farm too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole family thing, huh?
Right.
That's wonderful. Okay, so you were in the Army. What made you choose the Army?
Well, the Army drafted me.
Okay, so you were drafted.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right.
Okay. How'd you feel about that when you found out you were going to be drafted?
Oh, I thought it would be something different. I was kind of happy about it and stuff that I could help with the in the war and
Right.
stuff. So
Right.
yeah.
And what did your family think about that? What did your mom think about it?
Oh, she wasn't very happy about it. No, but so she hated to see me go. Oh, yeah, because I was living at home yet and stuff, helping them on the farm. So she wasn't very happy about that, and she always worried a lot and stuff. So
Yeah.
she didn't like to see me go, but I told her everything would be all right, and it did. It
Yeah.
was, I should say.
And were your brothers drafted as well?
Yeah.
Did they go before or after you?
No, after.
After. So you were her first
I was
baby
the
that
first
got.
one, yeah.
Oh,
Right. I
okay.
was next to the youngest, but I was happened to turn 18, and when I turned 18, wasn't probably a few months. I was drafted then, and I was took. Let's see, not probably another few months, and they called me for duty, and
Yeah.
then
That fast it happened, huh?
yeah, right,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. So tell me about the first day that when you left for basic training. what were your thoughts? Were you scared? Were you excited? What were your feelings?
Well, I was a little bit scared. I had never been away from home and stuff, and I thought, what's this going to be like and
Right.
stuff, and in fact, I broke down and cried about it, but I got over it. I went through it all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to where did you do basic training at?
In Oklahoma, Camp Gruber, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you were in Minnesota, right? You were living in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Had you ever traveled that far before?
No.
No? Okay, so that was new for you. So
Yeah.
you get off the plane, and then what happened? Tell me a little bit about your first basic training days.
Oh, I was homesick. It was rough for a while.
Yeah.
Took a while to get used to it, and I didn't like it at first at all. But as time went on, I got over being homesick and stuff, and I was busy in training and stuff, and everything went well then. I went, let's see, about 7 months, and I was given a furlough to go home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How long was your basic training?
Oh, that wasn't it. 7 months, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Basic training, but then after I went back after that basic training, they gave me another. I have to stop to think. I think 5 months of extra training and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So during basic training, is that where you learned to shoot a weapon?
Yeah.
Had you shot a weapon before that?
Oh, yeah.
So you were familiar with that.
Yeah,
And
I was always hunting squirrels and
Oh,
rabbits.
okay.
I
Okay.
had my rifle.
All right, that worked. And
Yeah.
what about the food in basic training? Was it hard to get used to it?
Yeah,
Was
it was.
Yeah.
But it did me good though. I went in at 180. No, that wasn't that many. I forget. It was. I gotta stop to think. 108 pounds in the first 7 months. I had gained. Oh, let's see, to 180 pounds.
Wow.
Then, yeah.
From the food and the
Yeah,
exercise and
right,
everything.
yeah.
How'd you feel about all the extra exercise, the running and the push-ups?
Oh, that didn't bother me at all. No, I was
Good.
used to working and doing things like that. I remember the guys, they couldn't hack it. They'd go down and stuff,
Yeah.
but it didn't bother me at all. I kept going strong
Yeah.
and stuff because I was used to the
That's good.
work and stuff, so it didn't bother me to be going all like that all the time.
Yeah. And what about the friends? Did you make some good friends while you were in basic training? Did you live
Oh,
in
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
live in barracks?
Yeah,
Did you live in the barracks?
yeah.
So how many guys were in one big room?
Let's see. I think there was in the barracks there. I was with. Gotta see.
A lot?
Yeah, it was quite a few. Yeah,
Was
right.
that an adjustment for you, having to live like that?
No, I got to know a lot of guys, and they some of the older ones. I was the younger one. They looked after me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you made some friends while you were in basic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So then after basic, you went to your training, correct? What job were you given?
I was truck driver and a machine gunner.
Oh, okay. All right. So what did you do for those jobs? What exactly did you do? You drove the trucks. What kind of stuff were you driving?
Oh, and I pulled a trailer behind the truck, which loaded with ammunition and
Okay.
and gasoline.
Okay.
Great combination. Yeah.
That's awesome. And the machine gunner, were you one that, did you sit outside of a Black Hawk or machine gunner? What'd you do for that?
Well, I had, the truck I had a machine gun mounted on the top of the cab and stuff.
Okay.
So that was what, it was a 50 caliber machine gun, so that was my protection.
Okay, wonderful.
Right.
And so you served in World War II, correct?
Right.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your travels. So you were in Oklahoma for basic training. Where did you go for your advanced training?
Still Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then where did you go from there? Where was your first duty station?
After that, I had a furlough, and then I was sent overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So where'd they send you first? Where did you end up?
I landed in France.
In France.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that like for you when you found out that you were being shipped over to France?
Oh, I didn't know. That was really, I was wondering, how the heck is that going to work and stuff.
Right.
But I did well, and thought I'd be really scared, but I wasn't and stuff. I got along well,
Yeah.
and when I landed there in France, I was with a division, a whole division, a new division, everything from the infantry and artillery and engineers and everything that's equipped with the makeup of division. So we were issued all, when we landed in France, like I say, as a whole division, we were issued all new equipment and stuff, and then of course the war had been going on for some time. We took off, we landed in France, through France, into Germany, where the fighting was going yet, and that's where our division, we did things there to keep everything rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a truck driver, I had to take some bunch of infantry people and stuff up to the front lines, where they were fighting, and I had to carry up supplies and whatever they needed to fight with and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that like for you, having to go right up to the front lines?
Well, I didn't know what it was going to be
You
like.
didn't know? Yeah.
It was something different. I didn't have to stay up there. I was just back and forth from the front lines back, and brought. If they had a bunch of prisoners they had taken, and they said I had to take them back to the prison camp
You took prisoners of war back.
Yeah, prisoners of war back. Yeah,
Wow.
they gave me a bunch to take back, and they sent guards along with me. They to take care of that. All I had to do was transport them back
Right.
to the prison camp and leave them there and stuff.
So being so young, was that scary for you, knowing that you had prisoners of war in your truck? Was that?
Well, yeah, it was, yeah, but it got used to it. Everything went good for me. I was really lucky and stuff to be back and forth from the front lines and the fighting, but I never was wounded or anything.
That's
I had
good.
a lot of scares. Planes would come over and shoot at us and stuff, but the good Lord was with me to
Yeah.
protect me and keep me going.
Right. Did you witness casualties?
I,
Did you witness casualties? Did you see
yeah,
people?
yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's that feeling like when you're so young and you're out there? I mean, and you're not
Oh,
trying to see stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it was really scary, it was, but I don't know, it took a while to get used to it and stuff, and then I got used to it, and I got along real well and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Did you make some good friends while you were over there? Did you have good battle buddies with you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right, mm-hmm,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
So that was what you did as the truck driver. So what
Yeah.
about the machine gun side of it?
Well,
Machine gunner.
that machine gun part of it is 50 caliber. It's it's a machine gun that they have mounted on the truck, so I had extra protection if I got in a bad scrape.
Right.
I had a machine gun to use to protect myself or to take prisoners in. I had that to.
Right. Did you ever have to use it?
Well, a few times, but not very often.
No. Okay.
Actually, I had more or less had to use it when their planes come over to shoot at us and stuff, and then that's more or less where I had to use it. Yeah.
Right. And what was your living quarters like while you were over there in Germany? Describe to me what was your living space like.
Tents.
You lived in
Tents.
tents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Did you sleep on cots?
But then we did, when we captured places where they had, places where they'd been living and stuff, we took over and lived in it. We were out of the weather more. Like I say, a tent ain't much good for very much
Right.
living, but so everything, when we captured the places that they was using for cover and stuff, we could live in that. Of course, I had to live in my truck a lot. I didn't get out of that truck too a lot of times. I had to live in that, but that didn't bother me any. I got used to that.
So you slept in your truck?
Huh?
You slept in your
Yeah,
truck?
yeah, I did.
What
Yeah.
was the reason for that? Just to secure the truck?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
okay.
and to secure the truck, and I'd have protection actually with that too. So
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was there ever a time when you were sleeping and they started firing their weapons at you when the plane would come over?
Yeah.
Did you get woken up from that?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well,
What did you do? Did you just take cover? Did you
Yeah,
grab your weapon?
yeah.
What did you?
if it was at night, that's all. You couldn't see them, the planes. They didn't. So you just more or less took cover to hoping that they didn't see or stuff. Then they'd go on by and we'd just stay put. But it was in the daytime. That's when the machine gun come in handy.
Okay.
We'd shoot at them and stuff, the planes and stuff,
Right.
and they'd take off then and stuff. They found out, if they found out they was being shot at, then they got the heck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So how long were you in Germany?
Let's see. 16 months.
Wow. Did you get any break time during that 16 months? Did you get to go home for a while and take a break? You were there that whole time?
No, that's the whole time.
So that's a really long time to be stuck in the middle of a war zone.
Yeah,
so
right.
What kind of, did you ever get downtime where you got to maybe play cards or go have a drink or? I mean, what did you do to kind of relax?
Well, not much of anything. Didn't have a chance till the war. Till the war was over, then our division was over there. Our what they called occupation duty.
Okay.
So then we had time to do things and stuff. Excuse me. And
so did you get to see any parts of Germany?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what?
Yeah,
Tell me some of those things too. What do you remember about Germany?
Well, at that time it was all tore up, shot up. Oh, you can't believe how all the bridges, nice, well, homes that they had, everything was tore up there and shot up.
Yeah.
It wasn't much to look at and stuff, but till and all the roads was tore up and the bridges and
that must have been a sight, being a young man coming from Minnesota to seeing all that devastation.
Yeah,
that
right,
yeah. What was your favorite place you visited in Germany? Do you have like a favorite?
Oh, well, let's see. Favorite place? Well, of course, that was, like I said, there wasn't too much to visit then.
Yeah.
After the war was over, we went back, and I had a chance to go back and do things. I'd have to go back and get, our division stuff was on occupation duty. They needed supplies all the time. I'd go back and get the food and supplies, whatever they needed, and bring it back up to them. And that was my main thing to do, is to keep the supplies moving to them and stuff. Yeah.
Keeping them stocked with the things.
They needed. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you were there for 16 months. So how did you keep in touch with family and friends back home? How did you keep in touch with your mom to let her know you were okay? Or
during the fighting time, we didn't. They wouldn't let us write any letters or anything, because they thought if that mail got captured and stuff, there might be things in there that they needed to. So during the war itself, the fighting line was over there.
Right.
I didn't. They had to wait until later till I could write.
Right.
Couldn't call. Never could call.
No. I can't imagine being your mother and having her 18, 19-year-old son over there and not being able to know that he's okay. That had to just been, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
Right. Yeah.
And were you kind of over your homesickness by then?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yeah. before I went overseas, I was over that.
Yeah.
It didn't take too long. I got over that.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about, do you remember any of your battle buddies' names, or do you keep in touch with any of them still, or?
Well, I don't anymore. No, I moved around and stuff. Like I say, quite a bit since then. But I know a few. I know one guy that. Well, he was from Illinois here. Lee Bushbaum. We were real good buddies. He was a truck driver too, and we got to be real good friends.
Yeah.
But
what was his name?
Lee Bushbaum.
Lee Bushbaum?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. So you and him were buddies over there then, because you were both truck drivers.
Yeah. He was a truck driver too, and he pulled one of the big guns around and stuff. But we were good buddies and stuff. I got to be good friends. I often wondered if he was from this state, if he was still around any place or not. But,
maybe we'll have to look and see if we can find him.
Yeah.
Lee Bushbaum,
Yeah.
right? We'll have to see if we can find him for you. That would be neat, huh?
That would be, yeah. Yeah.
That's one. So, tell me, I just want to know more about your time in Germany. What kind of things did you see? What kind of things did you experience? What other stories do you have from when you were over in Germany?
Oh, they had like I say, at that time, from the guns and the bombing, it was really tore up bad, their country. I don't know how they could even ever rebuild it, but I guess they have. But
and what part of Germany were you in?
Well, it's around. I gotta stop thinking now. The names of the places.
It's okay if you can't remember. I was just curious.
Yeah. It was up there, the Germany, the Austrian border. Of course, that and Germany joined together, but I was there. I know of course, that was during the war, the Black Forest. I never seen a forest so black. Well, it had a good name. Oh,
it was named the Black Forest?
Yeah.
What was it black from? Or is it just...
Well, I don't know, it was just black.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
And then, were you still active duty when the war ended then? You were still active duty when the war ended?
Yeah.
I want to know what your thoughts were when you found out that the war had ended.
Oh, well.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we really celebrated.
Yeah, I bet. Were you still in Germany?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah,
what did you do to celebrate?
Our outfit had just reached the Austrian border.
Okay.
And they declared the war was over, so, they was thinking right away our division still was good. They were going to send us over the other to, be the other end of the war, but let's see where else was they fighting at the same time in.
They wanted to send you guys to keep fighting?
Yeah.
Even after...
the other end of the war.
Okay.
They was going to send our outfit over there, and then, thank goodness, they changed their mind. They kept us there to keep peace there, to watch things.
Okay.
That's where we was called occupation duty.
Okay.
We had to stay and take care of things there. Instead of taking us away from, because they wanted to be sure that everything went well there.
Right, they didn't want to just pick up.
War didn't fight or the fighting didn't start up again
Right.
and stuff. Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what unit were you with?
42nd Division
Okay.
and Field Artillery Battalion.
Field artillery.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were in Germany, and then where did you go from there? Were you then
Didn't. We stayed there
right?
till I was eligible to go home.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And so, what was that? Were you excited? Were you ready to go home?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah.
And so you got on a plane and you flew back over the ocean, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
No?
They didn't fly us then. Then we had to go on a boat. Ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there a whole bunch of you that came back to the States at the same time?
Well,
then?
yeah,
Okay.
it was, yeah. From different, well, I should say, different units and stuff. Yeah, anybody that was eligible, that's where they'd send you home. Where if the guys that had the most time in,
Right.
they sent them home first.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So when they came to you and told you it's time to go home, were you so excited?
Oh yes,
You were
yeah,
ready?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they, the older men that had families and stuff, back in this day, I wasn't married or anything. I had my folks was still alive, but but a lot of the older guys had been in the service quite a while.
Right.
They sent them home first.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Which was good.
What was it like getting back to the States? Is it a great?
Yeah, right. Yeah, went back to the States, to the same place where we shipped out from.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask, if it was up New York or New Jersey. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's usually
Yeah.
where
Right.
they-
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. And then from there, you got on a plane to go home?
No.
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 Not yet.
I had to stay there a while, but they never put us on a plane. They put always traveled by well, let's see,
Bus or train?
bus, train,
Yeah.
stuff, one or the other. So I stayed at Camp Kilmer, New Jersey for a while and stuff, and then they put us on a train and shipped to across Wisconsin,
Okay.
which was not too far from my home. And then my sister and her husband came down and picked me up there to bring me back home and stuff. Yeah.
How was your mom when she first saw you?
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, she was so happy that I got back so safe and sound and stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And
they had quit farming in the meantime while I was in the service.
Oh, okay.
They wasn't farming no longer. They sold the farm and bought a place in the town and was living in town, and so.
Okay. Were your brothers serve? Did they serve during the same time you did?
Well, let's see.
Like, were they overseas?
Yeah, they no, most of them. Some of them was still there. They got drafted after I got back, or they had to go in the service after I got home.
Oh,
and
you
stuff.
got back already. Okay,
Yeah.
and then they got called out.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
All right. So, what was it like to readjust, going from being on the front line, driving the trucks, leading the trucks, defending yourself from bullets, then going back to Minnesota? And how was the adjustment period for you?
Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't too hard.
No?
No.
Because it was nice to be home?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. uh, when I got home and stuff, like I say, my folks were in the living in town, which was different for me than them, but I adjusted pretty well and stuff to
Yeah.
stuff, right?
That's good. That's good. And are you a member now of any veteran organizations? VFWs, American Legions?
No, I'm not.
No.
Should have, but I didn't do it. I didn't.
Okay, that's okay. So what did you do then? You got home, and then where did your life take you from there? Did you start working? What did you say?
I was off, just took it easy for a while, but then they had a training program under the GI Bill of Rights, and I always was mechanical, and there was inclined, and there was a guy who was running a garage there in this town where my folks was, and he got me signed up with him to train for more mechanical work.
Okay.
So I worked there for him for several years, and then well, in the meantime, I got married.
That was going to be my next question. If you were ever married, where did you meet your wife?
Right there at home.
Yeah. Okay. What was her name?
Mary.
Mary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So where I met her, she wasn't actually from there. She had a sister up there. They were farming, and her folks were down in Illinois and stuff. But she was up there with her sister, and I met her there, and we got to go in together and stuff. And
How old were you?
let's see, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long did you guys go together before you got married?
Oh, let's see, 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And then how many kids do you have?
And the 2.
You have
boy
2?
And a girl.
Okay, what are their names?
Ronald it is, and oh my God.
That's okay, take your time. We've talked a lot. That's okay.
Oh God. Ain't that kids? Terrible.
That's okay. No,
Yeah.
take your time. You're
See.
fine. Is it Nina?
Nina.
Nina. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to think about it too. I'm like, I know her name. Nina.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awful.
That's okay. We've talked a lot, so that's okay. And do you have any grandkids?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have great grandkids?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Is your wife still with us, or did your wife pass?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How long were you guys married?
Let's see. We were married 20, no, more than that, 60. I gotta stop thinking. I'm drawing blank here.
60-something years?
Yeah, around that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a couple questions about your thoughts about war now. So how do you think going into the war and being right there, how do you think that it affected your life? Did it give you a different outlook? Did it teach you some more responsibility? How do you think being in the military affected you?
Well, I think it was good experience for me.
Yeah.
I do, really do, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about war today? Like everything that's going on today with Iraq and Afghanistan and Russia and all, what are your thoughts about that?
I don't know. It's it's terrible. I think.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what I think right now. It's. I don't know why it's happening, but yes, that's life.
Yeah, yeah. So what advice would you give to future generations that want to be in the military or men and women that are fighting right now for our country? What kind of advice do you have for them?
Well, do the best you can, like I did. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I know predict.
Yeah. Do you are any of your grandkids in the military or
No.
your kids? No.
No.
So it stopped with you, huh?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So like I said at the beginning, this is going to be viewed by your daughter, your son, your grandkids, and future generations can go on and look up, Harold Sommer and look you up. So what do you want to say to them? This is your time now, put in the spotlight. What do you want to say to your future family generations to when they're watching this?
Well, let's see. I I know my daughter. She's really now she's really helped me so much. She did so much for me. I can't thank her more.
Yeah.
And of course, my son, he's very good too, but he's working a job and that he has a lot of responsibility and he's doing a good job. My daughter, she's married to a farmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a good marriage and they are doing real well and stuff.
Good.
And
So you get to see your daughter often?
oh yes,
Yeah.
She lives only about 10 miles from here, so she comes to see me all the time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
She does so much for me. She's a loving daughter, and she's a great daughter. I really think she's the best.
Oh.
She's the best daughter you can have.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful that you have that support. That's great.
Yeah.
So, Harold, is there any other memories you have from when you were in? Because now's the time to kind of, what haven't we talked about? What stories do you have to share? Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to make sure we talk about?
Let's see.
Whether it be about your wartime or your family or anything else. No pressure.
Huh?
I said no pressure. I'm just putting you on the spot. I think we covered it all pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I have. Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. Well, Harold, on behalf of all of us at Unity Hospice and myself and everybody here, we want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for letting me come out and speak to you today and get your story recorded. And your family will really appreciate it. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah,
So,
I
thank
thank
you.
you for doing this for me and stuff.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.